Changing from one prefix to a smaller valued prefix means you will have more of them. It's like cutting it up into smaller pieces, so we multiply by the number of smaller pieces that fit into the larger one. Changing from the smaller valued prefix into a larger prefix is the opposite. It's like gluing the pieces back together. So we have to divide to see how many of the larger pieces we can make. Changing from kilometres to metres, we need to multiply by 1000 and drop the k. This applies to any base unit, which is the reason for the success of metric prefix notation. We are not changing the actual value of the measurement. 2 kilometres and 2000 metres, for example, are exactly the same distance. In part A of example 1, we are asked to change from gigalitres to megalitres. Looking at the flow diagram, we can see that to go from gigalitres to megalitres, we multiply by 1000. Because everything is base 10, we don't even need a calculator. 1000 has 3 zeros, since it's the same as 10 to the power of 3 or 10 times 10 times 10. We simply move the decimal point 3 places to the right and fill the empty spaces we jump with zeros. Of course, use a calculator if you prefer to do so. In part B, we want to change the same 3.7 gigalitres into kilolitres this time. Since we already converted to megalitres in part A, we can start there if we like. We only need to multiply by 1000 again. This gives us 3,700,000 kilolitres. If part A hadn't been asked, we would start with 3.7 gigalitres and we would need to multiply by 1000 twice. Or we could multiply by 1 million, since 1000 times 1000 is a million. A million has 6 zeros, so move the decimal point 6 places to the right. In part C, we want to change into litres. Again, we could start with part B having already converted to kilolitres, so we just need to multiply by 1000 again. This gives us 3,700,000,000 litres. If parts A and B had not been done first, we would start with 3.7 gigalitres and multiply by 1000 3 times. This is still the same as moving the decimal point 9 places to the right. Another way of saying 3,700,000,000 is 3.7 billion. If you know the prefixes and their meanings, you could have started by knowing that giga means billion, so 3.7 gigalitres is 3.7 billion litres. 1 billion is a 1 followed by 9 zeros, so we also know to move the decimal point 9 places to the right if we want the decimal form. Our conversion in example 2 is going in the opposite direction. We want to change 582,000 litres into kilolitres. Let's do this the short way first, knowing that kilo means 1000. If you listen carefully, we have 582,000 litres. The answer is right there, 582 kilolitres. Failing that, we could look at the flow diagram and see that to change from litres to kilolitres, we need to divide by 1000. 1000 has 3 zeros, but we are dividing, so we move 3 decimal places to the left. Example 3 is slightly more challenging. Looking at the flow diagram, we want to go from centilitres to kilolitres. Dividing by 10 gets us to decilitres, then dividing by 10 again gets us to litres. Finally, dividing by 1000 gets us to where we want to be, kilolitres. Without a calculator, I simply add the total number of zeros in the factors that I'm dividing by. There are 5 of them, so I need to move the decimal point 5 places left, remembering to write in zeros in any empty spaces. Alternatively, combining the factors for centi and deci, or knowing that centi means 100th, we could have divided by 100 first to get to litres and then 1000 to get to kilolitres. It's still 5 places to move the decimal point.